Hollywood during the pandemic saw many delays from big-budget films to small studios, and the release schedule is still catching up with backed-up films. However, in 2022, many English films filled up the gap that fans had been missing out on. From the survival drama 13 Lives to Tom Cruise's hit sequel Top Gun: Maverick, Hollywood offered many diverse genre releases. While the last 4 months of 2022 has many anticipated films, here are some of the unmissable film releases so far in 2022. So I recommend you to watch the entire video so that you won't miss out on any of these good movies in the list. Number 10. Emily the Criminal. Emily the Criminal is a crime thriller born of the present moment as a generation weighed down by debt and denied full-time employment struggles to make ends meet in the gig economy. Aubrey Plaza stars Emily, who juggles various menial jobs with combined wages that can't make a dent in her student loans. When presented with the opportunity to make a lot of money fast, Emily becomes a dummy shopper, maxing out cloned credit cards and reselling the purchases on the black market. The story of a hard-luck outlaw getting in too deep is nothing new, but Emily the Criminal has such a modern edge that it can't be denied. Emily the Criminal received generally positive reviews from critics for its social commentary and Plaza's title performance, and has got 7.1 rating on IMDb with 94% Rotten Tomatoes score. Number 9. Minions: The Rise of Gru. Long before he becomes the master of evil, Gru is just a 12-year-old boy in 1970s suburbia, plotting to take over the world from his basement. It's not going particularly well when Gru crosses paths with the Minions, including Kevin, Stuart, Bob and Otto, a new Minion sporting braces, and a desperate need to please this unexpected family joins forces. Together, they build their first lair, design their first weapons, and strive to execute their first missions. When the infamous supervillain supergroup, the Vicious Six, oust their leader, legendary martial arts fighter Wild Knuckles, Gru, their most devoted fanboy, interviews to become the newest member, and he suddenly finds himself the mortal enemy of the apex of evil. The movie managed 6.6 rating on IMDb with Rotten Tomatoes score of 71%, and it's available to watch on Amazon Prime Video. Number 8. The Adam Project. The Adam Project is a 2022 science fiction action comedy drama film directed by Shawn Levy. Shawn Levy is known for directing movies like Free Guy, Real Steel, and Night at the Museum series. The story is centered on a man who travels back in time and accidentally lands in the wrong year and runs into his younger self. The two team up to save the future. The time travel logic in the film is all over the place, but the witty humor keeps the film interesting. The film has a big cast with Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Garner, Zoe Saldana, Mark Ruffalo, and Catherine Keener. Walker Scobell has done a wonderful job as a young Adam. Jennifer and Mark paired up after 13 going on 30 after 18 years, much like in the film. It might not be the most laser-accurate sci-fi flick out there, but it has Ryan Reynolds' usual self-aware charm, but it's not obnoxious to watch compared to some other woke fourth-wall-breaking movies that are coming out now. You can stream the movie on Netflix. Number 7. The Black Phone. The Black Phone is a coming-of-age supernatural horror film directed by Scott Derrickson. Scott Derrickson is majorly known for directing some good horror movies like Sinister and Hellraiser Inferno, based on the short story of the same name, written by Joe Hill, the son of Stephen King. The Black Phone chronicles a suspenseful tale of the Grabber, a child killer who snatches teen boys in broad daylight, never to be seen again. When Finney becomes the next captive, held in a soundproof basement, he begins to receive phone calls from the Grabber's previous victims through a disconnected landline. The Black Phone currently stands as one of the most talked about and best rated horror films of the year, with 7 rating on IMDb and 82% Rotten Tomatoes score, and now available to watch on Amazon Prime. Number 6. 13 Lives. It's a biographical survival film directed and produced by Ron Howard. 13 Lives is based on a miraculous true story that took place in 2018 Thailand, also known as the Tam Luang Cave Rescue, where a group of 13 people, 12 children and their football coach, found themselves trapped inside a flooded cave for 3 weeks. The incident is fairly recent and has been covered twice for the screen already. In 13 Lives, there are no heroes or saviors. Each one of them is trying to look at the impossible circumstances and make sense of it. Although most of the details are quite expansively covered, 13 Lives is elevated with a sincere script that favors realism over dramatic reinforcement and fine performances from its multi-star cast. With 7.8 rating on IMDb and 87% score on Rotten Tomatoes, 13 Lives is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. Number 5. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, the micro-budgeted, partially animated indie, also the so-called mockumentary starring Jenny Slate as the voice of an anthropomorphic shell with shoes on, is a megawatt charmer that has also become one of the summer's sleeper hits. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is one of the movies that sneaks up and surprises you with how good it is. The film keeps Marcel insufferably cute. His world is literally tiny, and he makes the most of his life by simply finding joy in what he does. While simple, there is great depth to this uncomplicated story. Marcel the Shell with His Shoes On explores themes of loneliness, loss, and community, replete with a heart-tugging ending. This sweet little film had many in theatre in tears. You may feel that Marcel is too cute for his own good, but in the end it works. With 99% Rotten Tomatoes score, this movie is available to stream on Apple TV. Number 4. Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's an absurdist comedy drama film written and directed by the Daniels. In the plot, Evelyn Wang is an exhausted and unfulfilled laundromat owner who's just trying to get her taxes done when she's suddenly recruited to fight in an interdimensional war. To save the multiverse, Evelyn has to learn how to verse jump, tapping into the feelings, memories, and skills of her alternate selves, all of whom have done more with their lives than she has. Everything Everywhere All at Once is uproariously funny, visually dazzling, and deeply moving. Michelle Yeoh delivers an Oscar-worthy lead performance, and that's without even factoring in her multiple off-the-wall fight scenes that demand both great technical skill and comedic timing. The movie got 8.2 rating on IMDb and 95% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and presently is available to watch on Prime Video. Number 3. Top Gun Maverick. We'll be the first to tell you that Top Gun Mavericks is like its predecessor, basically a very expensive recruitment ad for the United States Navy. It's a sports movie in which the sport is flying advanced aircraft that just happen to be tools of death and destruction, and its aim is to make the people who operate them look as cool as possible. That said, mission accomplished. Top Gun Maverick is a ridiculously fun cinematic novelty that will thrill even the most cynical viewer. Eschewing CGI as much as possible, director Joseph Kosinski puts the actors and cameras right into actual fighter jets and lets audiences marvel at incredible real-life feats of aerial agility. The spectacle is bound together by irresistible charisma machine Tom Cruise reprising the role of Pete Maverick Mitchell, leading a new generation of hotshots into the danger zone. Propaganda? Sure, but it works for us, right? The movie got 8.5 rating on IMDb and 96% Rotten Tomatoes score, and is available to stream on Amazon Prime Video. Number 2. Hustle. In between bringing his friends on vacations to sunny locales around the world and incidentally shooting Netflix comedies while they're in town, Adam Sandler maintained a successful career as a dramatic actor. Following up his critically acclaimed turn in the Saddle Brothers thriller Uncut Gems, Sandler stars in Hustle, the story of a desperate basketball scout who discovers a world-class talent in a poor single dad from Spain. Hustle doesn't exactly break the sports drama mold, but Sandler and co-star Juanco Hernangomez share a lovely chemistry that reminds you how uplifting this dying genre can be. Add in clutch performances from Queen Latifah, Ben Foster, and Robert Duvall, and dozens of cameos by NBA and streetball legends, and Hustle is a worthy addition to the canon of basketball movies. You can watch the movie on Netflix with IMDb rating of 7.3 and 93% Rotten Tomatoes score. Number 1. Prey. John McTiernan's 1987 genre-mashing blockbuster Predator may be a bulletproof classic, but few of its sequels or spin-offs have survived contact with audiences or critics. However, in modern Hollywood, movie franchises can't be killed no matter how much they bleed, and for once the world is better for it. Prey, a prequel to Predator set in the North American Great Plains during the 18th century, is by far the best installment in the series since the original. It's a lean, character-driven horror thriller with some gnarly, cleverly staged violence. Amber Mid-Thunder makes her mark on action cinema as Naru, a young Comanche warrior looking to prove herself by hunting a dangerous beast. Her prey turns out to be a well-armed extraterrestrial who's come to kill humans for sport, as well as a portent of the colonizing threat that awaits her community. Like all Predator films, Prey can be enjoyed entirely on its own, but it also contains some cute Easter eggs for longtime fans of the franchise's mythology. Movie got 7.2 rating on IMDb and 93% Rotten Tomatoes score, and currently is available to stream on both Disney Plus and Hulu. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll bring most exciting list about movies and TV shows every day, so stay tuned to our channel. Until then, I'll see you all